there, welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston and it is absolutely wonderful that you're here with me. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Without you, it just is not the same. So thank you for being here. Right, so it's our weekly overview for the week commencing the 18th of July, 2022. And so before we get stuck into what this week is asking us to pay attention to, let's just go back and rewind last week. The real benefit of doing a little bit of reflection as we start off each of these weeklies is about learning, okay? Metacognition, right? Understanding what it is that we learned, how we experienced the week, what these things meant for us, what was the internalization of the learning of the hexagrams that we've just been through, that we can now spot them when they come up again. We can say, remember when we had that hexagram and that hexagram and that happened? You've got a personal connection to it because you've gone through a reflection exercise. Last week we had the Tower in hexagram 20 contemplation, where we were called to get a bigger perspective, climb the tower and look down at our situation from a new perspective, because there's something important to see, okay? There's some recalibration that we are needing to make on our strategy, on our personal lives, on a decision that we're facing. And one of those things was we were caught up in, should I go forward or should I go backwards? Should I say yes? Should I say no? I don't know. And so part of that process in that episode last week, we talked about some advice that the Changing Lines brought to us, one of which is looking back on our life and seeing what previous actions of this type created for us, created in us and through us, and therefore making a decision on that basis. And also then looking at how do we form part of the ecosystem, playing the biggest, most highest role that we can play in creating value and in being of service. And then we've got that kind of big boulder in the road we had to work around, and we had to find new ways of dealing with the obstacle. So you clear what the obstacle was that you faced in the week, last week, and what did you do to go around the problem as opposed to bashing your head against it? So this week, right, drum roll, we have a locked hexagram, okay? That means no changing lines. One hexagram, it is what it is, stable, doubling down, asking us to really focus and bear in mind this one important message. So we have hexagram 3, sprouting or difficulty at the beginning. We've had this hexagram many times before, okay, over the last few months. So there's definitely a continuing journey of new things beginning. And I know that the word difficulty often creates a negative in our minds where we think, oh, difficulty, do I need that? But the reality is when we are sprouting new things in our lives, challenges come because we are learning new skills. And the brain just loves challenges. Okay, we think that one of the best things that we can do for ourselves is buy a ticket to a desert island and lie on the beach for 2 weeks. And the reality is, it sounds very romantic, very idealistic. Reality, a couple of hours, maybe a couple of days of reading books and doing nothing. And then, the brain wants to work. The brain wants to work. Okay, our brains love being challenged. Okay, so this week we step into the challenge. And the way that you can visualize this story is through the beautiful egg. Okay, so an egg usually is something we have at breakfast. But, in nature, an egg gives birth to a bird or a chicken. And this time we're talking about the little chicks. Now, you've got all these eggs, okay, that you've acquired. They've all been fertilized and they're all little baby chicks about to hatch. And then boom, crack, 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 crack. Okay. Now, you can imagine this like a movie, right? And there's just chickens and chicks just popping out of shells all over the place. And you've got quite a big problem to solve because there needs to be an incubator and food. And how do we deal with this? And we've never done this before. And we didn't know what we were doing when we got all these eggs. We just thought it would be a good idea to plant as many seeds as possible, to get as many eggs as possible and see what would happen. And now they're all popping out at the same time and oh, the chaos. Okay, you can imagine this kind of movie, right? And so this is our movie for this week. All right, so something is hatching, okay? And like hatchlings, they all hatch very similar timing. And so they're hatching, crack, 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 crack. We have to deal with the onslaught of difficulty and challenge that sudden spurt of growth creates. So on the one hand, we think, oh, a sudden growth, a sudden movement forward. Wonderful. Other hand, challenges. Okay, we haven't bought the incubator. We haven't done our research. And here we are on YouTube trying to Google how to raise chicks. Okay, we're trying to learn, and the chicks and the hungry. Oh, absolute chaos. So what we do is we put in place the foundation. Okay, we don't get sidetracked by all the frills. Okay, and all the things that we're going to do with these chickens later. We don't worry about that. We get the hutch, we get the incubator, and we get things into a state of solid foundation. That's where our attention needs to go. And we have to just accept that for a time there's a bit of chaos. Okay, maybe we can rally in some friends to come and help us with all these chickens. So a sudden birth, a sudden acceleration in growth, and our task is to deal with the growth that's in hand, to give everything what it needs, to prioritize the foundation and what's core. What is absolutely essential? Keeping these chickens warm and fed. All right, the rest is all nice to haves. In your business, your personal life this week, what is the sudden growth spurt? What is the speed wobble that creates for you because suddenly there's so much to do? Okay, it's a surge. How can we focus on the foundation as our means of just bringing some calm and order? And in particular, where are we starting to realize that we've got some skills that we are building on the fly, that we're having to learn how to do, and just accept that the brain is so happy to be challenged. The rest of us might not be so happy, but the brain is happy. Okay, so look after yourself, put in place good boundaries, manage what's in front of you, focus on the call this week, and take advantage of this incredible thing that has happened, this mass birthing of these chicks. And don't worry about where it's going next. All you have to do is focus on keeping them alive and happy and peaceful. Okay, that's all you have to do. Don't worry about the future too much. Just stay present on what is being asked from you now. Okay, all right, short and sweet. There's no changing lines, nothing. All right, so looking forward to hearing how your week goes, how these chicks hatch and what that means for you. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe. Every subscriber, like, comment makes a huge difference to the channel, to the podcast. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon at our next weekly overview. See you there.